I have so much to tell you guys. I've just been all over the place. If you've been updated with my Twitter, you know that I have been going through stuff. Why is my lipstick always messed up? It is like a perpetual issue in my life. So this is my north and south node thread, and I made this thread about, well, it says November 17th, 2017, so this is a almost, well, not really, like at least a solid year old thread. But I don't talk about this stuff on my YouTube, and I want to start making more informative content, and a lot of people really want me to transfer a lot of threads onto YouTube. So here we are. Your North Node is said to be the emphasis of this life that you must learn to develop and overcome. Think of it as something you must nourish in order to grow and bloom. It is heavily stated to be your life purpose. This is the obstacle of all obstacles. The true lesson is to learn. So pretty much your North Node is, in your past life, your North Node was your South Node. It was, how do I explain this? So your South Node in this life was a goal that you accomplished in your past life. Your South Node was a specific thing that you had set out to do that you had already accomplished. But now that you are in this life, it has become your South Node, and you have a new North Node. So what this means is kind of that you once had a goal that you fulfilled, but now you have a new goal. The only problem here is you're so used to going back to that old habit, that old routine, and repeating similar steps to achieve a goal you already accomplished. And it kind of blockades you and separating yourself to accomplish a newer purpose or a newer understanding. Your South Node and your North Node will always be opposition from one another, 180 degrees. So that means that if your South Node is Aries, your North Node will always be Libra. If your South Node is Taurus, your North Node will always be, wait, why did I almost forget? Scorpio. So it will always be 180 degrees opposition from one another. It will never be like South Node Gemini, North Node Leo. Like, it just won't happen. That's mathematically improbable. And I know a lot of people, when I made this thread, got really confused and tried to tell me that they had differing nodes that were not 180 degrees apart, and that was just not, I don't know what you're doing. But you can have a Taurus Scorpio nodes in 11th and 5th house. I'm just saying, like, don't think that it has to all be kind of, houses and signs are different. Yeah? Okay. Your South Node is said to be the lesson you've already learned in a past life, the skill that is already acquired, and the emphasis here shows that you have even too much of this. You must learn to not rely on your South Node talent in deviation from growing into your North Node. This lesson itself will be presented to you until you're 26 to 30, as your natal Saturn must come full circle / return. That will be another video for another time. Before you are actually faced with the opportunity to fully understand where you need to work on and how you should do so. And then many astrologers will hold a heavy emphasis on your nodal placements, as it is the path your soul desires the most and needs in order to flourish in this lifetime. There's so many great gifts in this thread. So North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra. So your first house, North Node, 7th house, South Node. Non-confrontational. The person with this placement is a crowd pleaser, perhaps having to mediate and resolve others' conflict at an early age. This is now a strong skill. The fear of independence and/or decision-making leaves them continually relying on relationships or other people in order to feel fulfilled. From within, must learn to find self-love and self-reliance. Learning to do things alone will be beneficial for them and in the long haul. So kind of in your past life, your goal was to learn how to get along with others. Your goal was to kind of sacrifice, you know, the sense of self-preservation, the sense of, you know, self-identification, and learn how to put yourself aside for others. Now, in your past life, you achieved that goal, and that's why your nodes have reversed in a way. I don't know if that part is entirely true, but I know that that's why you're now, your mission in life is to learn how to put yourself first, because I feel like so much of your past life was learning how to put yourself aside for other people. And you've accomplished that, you achieve those goals. Now you have a really bad habit of not putting yourself first. You kind of go back into pleasing others or focusing on how others are instead of focusing on yourself. And this is why in this life you have to learn how to kind of express yourself, how to put yourself out there, how to make yourself a priority. And North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, second house North Node, 8th house South Node. These people often sacrifice their own needs and desires for the happiness and fulfillment of others. These people need to learn to take care of their own health. Has difficulty in pleasing people through sugarcoating or disillusioning others and ideals. The native may not necessarily share themselves. This can make others feel misled. It is imperative that these people are honest with themselves and others in what they truly desire. So, North Node in Taurus, this means that in a past life, your goal was to let go of material possessions, let go of being bound by objects, and to really like explore, get yourself out of your comfort zone, put yourself in new experiences, put yourself in situations that didn't make you initially comfortable, and learn how to adapt in those situations that was going to reach your true fulfillment in that life. And you did that. But now you need to learn how to put a fort down. You need to learn how to work towards security, work towards stability, and being able to kind of identify that this like restless need to stay away from being bound to anything is not going to help you fulfill that goal in this lifetime. And North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius, 3rd house North Node, 9th house South Node. The preservation of independence focus on the self may be the catalyst for these people as they cling on to being their own person, afraid others may take that away. Craves intellectual depth/meaning, must learn to form a more diplomatic approach to circumstances and apply an objective outlook to situations without running off of an idea that isn't accurate. Must learn that listening to others will give them the fulfillment they seek. So, your past life, you had to learn how to kind of rely on yourself a lot. And in this life, you're kind of being told you need to work with people in order to kind of reach an understanding that will help elevate your true meaning and true purpose. And you have this kind of habit of avoiding that, or not really trusting in people, or wanting to be a part of a group organization, or having a hard time with conversations or things that don't feel tangible or don't feel very, very intellectually stimulating. I feel like you can be kind of snobby, or you can be kind of like turned off by investing too much in people that don't really, you know, if you feel like you're not going to get something like from the conversation, you don't really want to invest. But learning how to kind of put that aside and work with people and find how each person actually has like a deeper understanding and a deeper meaning for your life, I feel like that's going to help you so much. And yeah. And then North Node in Cancer, South Node in Capricorn, 4th house North Node, 10th house South Node. In Cancer, South Node in Capricorn, the constant fear or idea of lacking control in your life may have you overly exerting it in every facet you can find. Meticulously micromanaging and organizing won't always be the solution to your problems, as anxiety may find you still continually running into yourself. Allow yourself to have time to attend matters of the heart and try to rely on intuition as much as you fall back on logic. Some things are best unplanned. So in a past life, you had to learn how to like organize yourself, compose yourself, get yourself together, and now you're needing to break out of that. You're needing to learn how to connect on an emotional level, how to be emotionally vulnerable, and how to be okay with being emotionally vulnerable, but you have a lot of hang-ups. You are kind of scared to do that. You're very reserved. You don't really want to let people in, but this is kind of something that you need to learn how to do in this life to reach your true like node goal fulfillment, and it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be worth it. Yeah, so North Node in Leo, South Node in Aquarius, and /or 5th house North Node and 11th house South Node. Remember, you can have different nodes in different houses. Both are just applicable for this thread. I tried to do it that way so that you could kind of get a general idea for everything. You know what I mean? Okay, so shy or standoffish child. You may appear detached or guarded against those who cross paths with you. Your desire to avoid the attention of any form is what hurts you. Must not allow the fear of being hurt or garnering attention to stop you from living life fully. Must learn to allow people into their lives and understand that there is beauty in allowing people the capability of hurting you. Not everyone will. And yeah, I just feel like you're a very humble person. You want to keep things low key, but you need to learn how to put yourself out there, and you need to learn how to express yourself in a way that isn't going to feel like you have all this stifled energy locked up within you, and you have a coping mechanism of needing to kind of shut down and be kind of a turtle to things. You need to learn not to do that, okay? North Node in Virgo, South Node in Pisces, and or 6th house North Node, 12th house South Node. So dreamy star child with their head perpetually in the clouds, fastest to pinpoint the silver lining in any situation, and even faster to be taken advantage of. Too trusting, must learn to maintain basic points of structure and organization to better ground themselves. This will also prevent a lot of unnecessary complications in their life, as they tend to live each day on a whim of a spontaneity. A common balance is an emphasis here. So yeah, I feel like you're very gullible. I don't know, I don't want to say gullible, but I feel like you can be very emotionally manipulated based on how someone is presenting a situation to you, and if it plucks the right heartstrings. And I think you need to learn how to kind of be more detail oriented, be more focused on fact versus emotionally driven situations, because I feel like a lot of that kind of leads you down very like dark rabbit holes, and you know, it'll save you a lot of BS. 5th node in Libra, South Node in Aries, and or 7th house North Node, 1st house South Node. The need to navigate through life without a co-pilot, with the mentality that you alone can move mountains, with the fear of allowing anyone to detour you from your route. These people will come to find that a co-pilot may not steer them off their path, but in fact help them reach their destination. Perhaps allowing people to get close to you isn't a sacrifice but a personal gain. Learning this will help you flourish in life. And yeah, I feel like this is a person where their past life mission was to become independent and assert themselves and focus on putting themselves first and protecting themselves in a way that protects their independence. And in this life, their mission is to kind of work with people, learn how to, you know, have harmony, learn how to not always overly assert yourself, learn how to help others instead of focusing on what helps you. And it's not necessarily that you're selfish. I think you just had to kind of go through this very like survival of the fittest in a past life, where you needed to focus on yourself or you just weren't gonna make it. And I don't know if that's like mentally, physically, I don't know the details of your past life, but so in this life you have to learn how to work with people, learn how to be flexible, learn how to kind of give a little, get a little, you know. And yeah, so North Node in Scorpio, South Node in Taurus, and or 8th house North Node, 2nd house South Node. So I don't know why I'm so excited. This is my placement. And if you're anything like me, you're a pack rat and a hoarder, and you are obsessed with holding on to anything that feels comfortable, and even if it's not necessarily healthy for you, if it's comfortable, if it's routine, if you're like used to it, you like to be a hermit. But your mission in life is to do the opposite of any of these things, to not be bound by material possessions, to not be ruled by what is comfortable, but to put yourself outside of your comfort zone all the time and go through these very like transformative breakthroughs to rip yourself away from things that are supposed to make you feel familiar, because those things are actually holding you back, and you're supposed to put yourself out there and discover like new levels of fulfillment to actually find what you need in life to achieve this goal. Now, I don't know if I'm personally ever gonna find those, because I like my comfort and my pack rat hoarding obsession to everything. Anyways, let's see what I wrote. So these people will be found leisurely soaking up all the niceties of a luxurious house filled with all of the finest things, but possibly imprisoned without realizing. Must learn that money can't buy meaningful relationships, and people that are worthwhile don't come with a price tag or won't attempt to buy you. There's no use in having shrines of gold with nobody to share it with. Don't let your possessions possess you. And now I feel called out. North Node in Sagittarius and South Node in Gemini, or 9th house South North Node and 3rd house South Node. These people are somewhat of a jack of all trades, as they can pick up interests and new talents quite easily, applying the skill in anything they set their mind to. But unfinished tasks and the inability to focus on one thing for too long may cripple them. Must learn to share a genuine interest in others' hobbies, as well as they need to feel personal validation. This will help people see they aren't shallow and in fact have a soul. So yeah, so you're very good at having a lot of many different interests, or lightly picking up things and setting them back down, and you have a very like general sense of knowledge on many topics, but you don't actually know much in terms of like deeper meanings within those topics. And I think learning how to kind of focus on not being caught up in, it's almost like a person who maybe has like a short attention span. Like, you don't mean to be this way. I think you just naturally, like, you see something that interests you and then it doesn't. It's just, but you need to learn how to dig deeper, how to explore things, and how to form meaningful connections and bonds and understandings for things to, you know, achieve a deeper meaning, a deeper sense of fulfillment. Capricorn, South Node in Cancer and or 10th house North Node and 4th house South Node. Perhaps this person suffered a great loss or tremendous emotional stress in their childhood, as they typically are shown to have a tendency to seek security overall. They must learn to conquer their fear of change and to not allow their emotions to control them, as they can't find true security and happiness without taking risks. Must learn not to love their distress and be more than the damsel the hero has to save to be the hero. So this is a person that's very emotionally driven, emotionally charged. They have a habit of not grounding themselves, not centering themselves. They kind of go off of, why is my hair? They kind of go off of what they're feeling or what is happening in a current situation, and it blinds them a little bit from seeing a fuller picture, because they get so caught up in what they're feeling, what they're going through, and because of this it can kind of keep them blindfolded, you know, like a bird boxes you. So learning how to not take things so to heart, learning how to find fact and learning how to use that to ground yourself and center yourself will help you achieve your goal in this lifetime. And North Node in Aquarius, South Node in Leo, or 11th house North Node and 5th house South Node. You're an Oscar-winning performer on the silver screen. Your love interest plays, oh, never mind, okay. I don't know what I'm writing. Your love interest plays the poignant supporting role to your lead character, and they must nail their script. But perhaps learning not to hide behind the intoxication of glamour and expecting to keep people controlled to the ideals you need them to be, but learning to embrace the people they truly are and allow them the freedom to be, that is the key to success. And yeah, you gotta learn how to work with people and not express yourself in a way that doesn't invite an opportunity for people to respond. I feel like these people are kind of focused on inserting their own narrative, inserting like who they are or expressing who they are, but they aren't always focused on how others want to be expressed. And I think learning how to work with others is going to be a thing that really helps you kind of center yourself. Last but not least, North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo, 12th house North Node and 6th house North Node. These people are the rabbit clutching the wristwatch as they continue to mutter of being late for an event that hasn't even happened yet, constantly striving for better. Learning that pushing yourself over the edge of a cliff for the idea of what could be instead of learning to enjoy things and people for as they are will only run you into the ground. Please take care of yourself. You are the only one person. So yeah, this is a person who's very focused on detail, very focused on fact, very focused on not getting swept away in their emotions or their dreams, and you have to learn how to put your dreams first in this life. time. And it sounds easy, but I think this is actually really hard for you to do because you're just so set on focusing on like a safety net and focusing on how to protect yourself and learning, you know, that you can still protect yourself and also reach your dreams and your goals, like your long-term goals that feel frivolous to you, will bring you a stronger sense of clarity and fulfillment. I've said fulfillment so many times. Take a shot for every time I've said fulfillment in this video. Anyways, that completes this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're even at this part, I don't feel like most people even make it to this part, but if you are here, please give me a thumbs up, a subscribe, and hit the subscribe button if you want to. I would really appreciate it. And then please don't forget to turn the notification bell on because YouTube's algorithm never actually puts anything out there unless you have a notification bell on. And I'll see you in my next video.